Gak mau sih Zeta ya kok mau tinggi kosong malah next split bareng awal-awal. Dia jadi attacker.
Tapi setup trade market rada riskan anjing. Mungkin pro player beda bangsat.
Dia jadi defender sama kayak G2 ini posisinya.
Nek misal kok aku ngono pi neng omah biasane dolene lesehan. Ayo turnamen dolene lugu ora iso ora betah anjing.
Goblok. Layare kaca rong enti.
Saya kaya gitu kanggo box anjir jadi apa mau spete ning dhuwur cuy
Ning dhuwur monitor. Wis ceritane su.
Jadi dia pakai box tambahan gitu loh.
Oke mas
gitu loh. Jadi enggak
gua minum dulu guys ya.
To go straight into the spawn. We've gone back to the beta days, that's for sure. But again, it's only traded out. Yeah, we're starting to see it more and more. Teams are just maybe a little bit too used to it being a rotational already. They've lined up for him a quick double. I think even the collateral onto Mind Freak. Oh, that's horrible. Bankai left with practically no chance here. He's about to be swamped by Mixwell. He's taking him down. That's at least a chance for PRX here. Bankai in the clutch, but Hoodie ever vigilant on the corner. Gets a 6th round for G2. And this starts with Jing blast packing in, ulting, almost taking the double. Mixwell luckily able to get out because of his anger. As you'll see here. If you're meta there, you're just like, screw you couldn't hit that shot, Mixwell, no? You get to disappear and I have to take the bullet. I guess he did technically get rezzed, and then and this is the thing, I can't remember, it might have even been Sideshow posting about who the Lanimal players are, and I feel like one of them is Hoodie. Like his step up in some of the matches that we've witnessed, obviously in the loud one, I don't think anybody particularly their best.
Enakku kangen.
Just gets his head completely decapitated by his opponent. That's one hell of a start. And I think they might have even got the right one. Yeah, he did. Forsaken's got now, he's now getting healed up as well. He's going to be pretty much full, if not up to 80 to finish. Not too bad. Nice upgrade for PRX. Still going to be tough to get anything done with it. G2R a couple opportunities. Hoodie on top. Oh, he is farming. So this guy's res back. He rezzed in the last round. Okay, sure, this has got a little bit ugly. Luckily, he's got Nuclear alongside him. 7-1. It is looking rough at the moment for PRX and G2. Well, it's basically who in this round is going to get the most back. Is it going to be Mixwell? Is it going to be Hoodie? You had Nuclear in the early rounds. Like, Nuclear's currently 11-2. What a shot. Yeah, you know, it really shows you there the fact that Hoodie sees all these players. He's running low on ammo from tapping away. He's still up on that wall. He's still trying to get the kills. That is the confidence that they have right now in G2. And not just in that he will win the duels, but also knowing that Nuki was behind him, he knew that his back was covered and that they were going to be able to stop that push no matter what. Early aggression, and it works so well. Bankai top with his pants down, trying to sneak up into A. Jing has at least grabbed one though, with Hoodie's aggression finally being punished. Yeah, 3 players tag low, however, for the side of PRX. So
bertukar dengan satu ya
they are going to be able to reclaim B making. That's really being challenged for the moment with the rotation. G2 aren't really having to gamble here because they placed that deep trap. Look how far it is on A. They know that no one's in that direction because so now they've stacked up 3 players.
Let's go.
Dar. Slow them down as the swing is going to come through from Nuclear. They've got to be careful though because Jing's kind of managed to sneak his way through. Now thread the needle around the side. Watching for a great shot from Jing. The knee on Meadow, who's caught out by Divide, and Mixwell now has to do it all. A quick headshot found. The operator looking for another
hazard anjir. Berapa hazard itu?
Berapa hazard matamu? Sebut takut tuh.
Timing could be perfect. Jing just now coming out of heaven.
Kok aku sing dredeg ya wis dikaker ngono.
Coming around the corner at the moment now. This is all going to be down to Jing to clear it as he comes through. Oh,
sabar-sabaran nih.
Tapi aku Feelingku bisa dibalik sih pas apa PRX defense.
Ya bisa
Oh,
emang.
PRX defend. PRX kira iso defend surai.
Iso ding pas kayak menang mereka defend ding. Kan
Defend
6
tapi
sama.
nge-push. Pas lawan di
Pas lawan dua Guardian.
TGRD kuwi.
TGRD. Kan menang mereka defend.
Lah maksudnya kan dia agresif lho. Rak culik-culik.
Dia anjir.
Mana culik-culik anjing.
Diculik.
Iya, terawih. Ya cuma. Ya Fai mata. Maksudnya Noko ini tuh ngeri ya. Langsung muter wato ya. Enggak lah. Ini apa itu?
For second wis mambu kok tensi.
Dapat anjir.
Kan mampu.
Kok tensi.
Ini bisa dapat ya.
Tunggu Yurui.
Unexpected sih. Cukup untuk.
All they need to do is make sure that they move forward and trade together, right? If you manage to go down and Hoodie trades you, he's got his res online, shows for Nukia, and Hoodie goes down. Not the best of kills to have found. The G2 side, at least they traded it out. The drop in, Benkai undetected. He's good for damage, but he hasn't delayed them by very long.
Mind Freak.
Lucu.
Ih. Sone. Gue peso tok lu ki. Maksudnya apa ya? Jika nak bersalah anjir. Tekan heaven, gue peso tok lu.
Ascendant.
They can kind of risk it here. It's sort of ridiculous when you look at the start of that round. Mixwell peeking the corner and just you absolutely.
Ora aku yen aku. Rasen. Yo ngomong ngono mbak Allah, Reng. Ya Allah sebet. Berkuit pun nyawaku.
Goblok.
Goblok.
Based around Mixwell is just so hard to deal with.
Dino mati BOP.
Oh.
Wes OP. Mang Maxwell overpower anjing.
Dan game Maxwell sangat banget sih.
Apa ora dijineh kuwi Den.
DJ Maxwell. Dua.
Emang Maxwell DJ.
DJ su.
Open iki mantep deh. Maxwell.
Kayak kan dulu NDX to. Berarti Maxwell.
Aku main DJ su.
Demen jembut.
CM boot.
Tenang, aku Jason DJ.
Lewat DJ embut.
Wes ngomong gitu mau ya, Pak.
Nembe su.
Biasanya ku isik sumpah. Terus ki gentes aku dengan
DJ embut. Ini ngopo ya? Si gue mateni kamera netok bengke. Tuh.
As always lu.
Tuh. Cedir.
Kok sok banget dulu. Karena kok ono nih.
Pelat ya sih ini ya. Main free ya.
Oh, durip kena for second.
Nukia will be res back up and they've got the control, but Forsaken's able to get him. The off angle as he gets rezzed up, the top of his head becomes visible. 5v2. This could be the round that PRX need. At least the foundation built for the next round.
PRX yo cek ngeluh gitu.
It's a 2v3 now.
Hampir nggak tuh mati anjir.
Itu woi.
Scary. Mind Freak steps in though. Benkai down. 2 versus 1. Hoodie
Dah di wall habis nggak lo?
Dapat satu. Tipis banget. Dihitungin di peluru nih.
Nice one.
Kok mau? Nah, dia switching side dia.
Switching
I
side.
know there's one person who's going to be incredibly worried about this one. There's someone on the desk who actually predicted PRX to win. Sue, how are you feeling with this one?
Keluarkan Frenzy Gaming.
I think that was directed at you, Bala. I think Tom has a bit of a memory problem going on.
Not a chance. Not a chance. What's your phrase again? Paper girl?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm a paper
PRX,
girl.
PRX.
All I'm gonna say is that I think Mixwell might also be a paper boy because he's
Mixwell.
got that number. He knows what they're doing and he's countering them perfectly.
Yeah, he's insane.
Sebelah tiga.
Aggression
Sebelah
out of
tiga.
Jake Forsaken is getting shut down by Mixwell. I'm gonna look up the stats.
Iya,
on this game
dapat 3
and
kok.
how it goes about how he's performing against them.
Kali.
It is over and over and over. He's finding one early kill on either of them, and that kind of shuts down the round for PRX.
This is so impressive as well because it's almost like the script has been written in the pre-desk. We were like, oh my god, he's really bad at Jet, you know, statistically. And then Chamber, it's just his bread and butter, and he comes in, the map pool favors Chamber, and oh my god, did he just run right around
93
Split
angka
as
keramat
Chamber.
ini.
And I really liked his rendezvous usage as well.
I think also Mitch touched on the fact that like a lot of people were doubting him coming into this event. For me, that changed after the first game against Zeta Division, but against Loud, he wasn't as good. He's still sticking to that consistent performance here, and I think that's really important that he's shutting up all the doubters.
Yeah. That's the big thing. It's a statement match here for Mixwell, and all of
Kok
this
iso
tournament is a bit of a
main
statement from G2 as a
sabar
whole.
banget
We
ya.
had doubts on them. This is their opportunity to shake that off, make top 4, and be the last representative of EMEA in the process. Big weight on their shoulders now.
Is 9 enough?
The 9-3 curse exists, but do I think it exists for PRX? Unlikely, statistically.
Oh, it's enough for the both of you. I'm going to pitch this back to Mitch and also the person who I heard really dislikes APAC teams. Thomas?
Pretty accurate from what I've heard, Tom. Any comment on that? We getting a kill down here?
It smells like bull, something. I can't remember. Can't remember the rest of the word.
Well, Tom.
Oh no.
We're diving back into
They're
things.
gonna take back my PRX badge.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure they take that off you. Mine's already on the shirt, so
Please,
I
Nikhil,
mean,
don't take my badge away. I
Mati.
really like it.
9-3 as we check back into things. G2 on the attack, and they're taking over control of middle. Mixwell already posted up with this headhunter in hand. There's gonna be a little smoke going down here. They've got a paranoia play. Is this a nasty little mid-aggression setup, or is it off contact? They've got a camera waiting. Oh, this is so disgusting. When the cam gets contact, they can swing out quickly on the back of the paranoia. The smoke's just gone down in mid. They know there's players close. The slow will just run the clock.
Wah, ketahuan gitu.
Forsaken's gotta go. But now they'll be tempted to push up. There's the paranoia, but nothing found on the back.
No, and they can't really continue to reaggress.
Iya,
Mixwell does take a chunk of damage though, and they've at least
50.
forced them back off.
Heal.
They now place the
Wes
wall down
tanggo.
a little bit later
Mesti
and a little
ngomong
bit
mana?
deeper. So wrapping in is going to be difficult. Breaking that in a pistol round can be tough. And if they are going to go for a
Heal,
deep
this is-
setup, they either have to go
Wes
for a
tanggo.
deep that, with only 40 seconds left, or they have to just run straight into B.
Kultun.
On, you have to look at what we just saw up in heaven, which was Device, still with a slow orb in hand, ready to pop out a nade, still for Jing, although he's on the A side. So that's the retake ability. Here we go. Play in towards heaven. The slow orb should come down. That's going to put... Oh, no, hold on.
Nice.
And in goes Device, straight through the smoke, but ammunition runs out. The spike recovered. Nukia rushing to the site. They've spotted Omen, but they have no idea that Bankai's already here, tucked up close, ready to take down that planter, and he's done it. All that needs to do, Jing just needs to
Ngeri
survive.
sih.
Oh, he's being pushed and he gets one.
Frenzy Gaming, Frenzy Gaming.
Nice.
And Jing will close it out.
Hili,
One
halo
pistol
Ayu.
and
Hili.
Vaporized.
Hil.
They needed that one.
I guess we give the Red Bull clutch to Bankai. I
Semua
think,
ya.
Maybe, I guess.
Kau last round.
like Jing's the one
Ah,
alive,
live.
but
And he had to
Bankai
kill a
did the
guy to
work.
stay alive, so he sort of did win.
Lu belum tidur yuk. Oh iya, abis sahur ya, lupa gua.
Well done. Team effort.
This man, there's so many faces
Jing.
in Bankai, I guess. Just sheer aggression. The nade might have done
Double
the trick
tiga.
as well, but
2-3.
a huge round from him just being able to get that timing. But I love the setup, and I love the delay. Deny that mid control, post the wall up. As said, it takes ages to break it in that pistol round. And now, well, they've got their lifeline, Mitch.
An attempt there from Divide to go up top. Looks like he'll go for it again, but Mixwell's more than ready. Trained in on the angle. That someone will give him that headshot. 5 bullets to play with here.
Planting.
Dangerous weapon, but they deal with it well. Meadow, good for the one. Look, anything that they can get from this point forward will be decent.
Planting di mana anjir?
Planting, enggak plant, Cuk.
Oh, kenapa planting? Kok ada tulisannya planet tadi?
Enggak, you have to spike.
Oh iya, itu spec. Oh iya.
Nice for second.
Now for Avova, it almost again just comes down to trying to catch someone off guard, maybe spotting if there's still that push there, but ultimately they're being a bit more careful.
Atau tadi kayak sikilnya kok so cepet banget tuh nih. Dang. Dang. Langsung OP guys.
Go planting.
These kills have kind of been spread out, so there's no major danger for G2 coming into this round in ultis. Forsaken's gone for an op though.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. The thing is, I wouldn't be overly surprised if he did go for it, because if you get 2 kills, you get one orb a kill and you died. Like they're all opportunities for him to actually get the Blade Storm, and then it doesn't actually matter so much, and it gives them a much higher chance of winning, just even by the surprise factor, being able to catch them off guard with the fact that he's brought an operator into this round. So I really wouldn't mind it. What I will say though is Split, in my eyes, is the most likely map in the game to win a bonus round on the defense. There's so many close angles, there's so many cheeky little setups that you can put into play, and also grouping up always has its risks on this map, because you basically have to group up into really tight angles as you go for those fights. So definite opportunities here for PRX. I wouldn't say they need to win this round, but it would be huge for them, because they are still far enough down. This is their map choice.
Harus bengke 93 kok kutukan nih.
Pause untuk menghentikan momentum dari seorang PRX, dari PRX.
Ya, bentar ya.
PRX.
Lagi apa Bang? Halo Ril, lagi nonton. Nonton PRX ini. Halo.
Tegang sih, nek menurutku tegang sih.
Ngaceng berarti.
Ngaceng
ya.
Motor untuk KB kan. Paranoia balas paranoia.
Ini gue refresh aja anjir ya.
1, 2, 3. Astaga, nggak sabar banget sih orang. Forsaken di tak sabaran bener ding. Bener ding kata orang-orang kalau Forsaken di greedy ding.
Itu saya ngomong aku tuh mau.
Ora emang pas ning anu emang greedy.
Ngomong akeh.
Aku dia bukan tipe orang yang anchor gitu loh.
Nice. Nice banget. 1 XP nggak tuh?
Ding. Walah.
Kanan.
Nice.
Kok mamanya?
Yo, wong ora arti lah.
Betul.
Kok mak nonton sinetron ya?
Mak nonton sinetron gitu.
Kan ngono. Tapi kadang greedy-ne Forsaken di kanggo, cuman yo kelemahannya yo kuwi.
Terlalu greedy. Beraktif. Tekecate beraktif.
What? Nice banget, dapat 2 langsung yuk.
Enak banget.
Ada defending split ki enak sak apa-apa enak.
Wah, Aime kok iso meneng kok ngono ya, Cuk.
Kok aim pot deng.
So well worthwhile for one rifle to make sure you got that ultimate on coming in the next round, and for the damage
Apal.
that he did. And now just 2 rounds
Apal
behind
spray-nya
Tom, but
mungkin.
you know we saw the same from G2, a strong start on the defense, and then later on PRX pick up a couple of rounds. But with G2 on the attack now, I expect
Kan delok
there to be
ngene rek,
a
CT
little
rak.
bit more legwork in that sense.
Ora.
They've got some solid ults in this one as well. Like we've seen how impactful the tour de force can
Ya
be.
si
for Mix
Indian
already.
tuh
Not far off the
Indian. Itu pasti
showstopper.
Indian.
What? Oh my god! Imagine trying to
What the
find
fuck?
Jika.
Oh, gila sih.
Nutcase.
Tolong
Just
pulo
ult
yang
straight
TP-nya
down
pas
mid.
banget.
As said, it can be like watching your rank games when you watch Jing, except it doesn't have. But they don't have as good aim as he does.
Ayo,
I can
ayo,
guarantee that for sure.
Yuh,
It's
dapat.
long,
Nice.
but it doesn't matter. Already
Krikitan.
Aku nonton yang di tuh.
and managed to find
Di
Kok
YouTube.
dilemu sih banget aku gitu.
Di YouTube.
Maksud tuh, ya apa ini? Aku sing kuwi
Soalnya
bahasa Inggris.
lah iya yang bahasa Inggris juga gua.
Kok delay anjing?
Ini menit berapa wes?
Ini tuh paling cepet.
Kan live, Cuk. Ndelok.
Live
Menit
gimana
itu ya.
menitnya tolong.
58, 56.
Tolong.
55, 54, 53.
Iya gak cek sedetik anjir.
Kacek sedetik rong detik wajar sih.
Gimana cara cepetnya?
Namanya for second ngerimen.
Nek ngeri rak VCT, Jun.
Oh iya.
Refresh aja dulu ya kali ya.
Nek ngeri dek ning cek gold katanya. Wes ngono iki. Gampang.
Gemes ya maju-maju. Iya, tutup. Pintar.
Avova plays Ringer Rosie. They just need to run that clock down. The sprays coming through. The aftershock buying them a little bit more time. They can run this now. The spams are about to come right back through. No kill just yet. It's halfway diffused, and he's
Aduh, hampir coy.
Nanggung banget.
This man should have went down right at the start to a showstopper.
Dapat ragu ora dia Junior.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. Well, yeah. Let's just.
For a second.
That's the correction.
No.
Denny's even able to reposition and catch out Mixer as he swings. A nice
Horror.
attempt, but it's
Horror
just
run.
that return. Trades coming through eventually from G2 and the openings they managed to get elsewhere gives them their 10th round on top.
10-7
Now,
ya.
financially, no real trouble for PRX. They're still going to be able to buy. Ult's not there in the same regard. You're not going to have the showstopper, but you do have the res available to you.
Open naman, open guys.
Too confident.
Still going for it, man. Well, Forsaken's early aggression doesn't get them anything here. Jing backing off on mid as well. It looks like they're content to give a little bit of extra control to G2 playing passive in heaven. Maybe not starting their early rotations.
Pas banget loh.
Committed to it. That was a huge mistake. G2 can't even make it out of the choke point now. And they're going to just slow this one down. Look for another opening.
That's a really audacious ult to try and commit to. I don't know if that was intentional or he just didn't see the player like right around the corner, but just to assume that's clear, based off what, like one player taking a fight or the fact that they pushed a little bit down mid, like I can only assume that was a mistake. And Jing, he's gonna get isolated. Not been having the best of times on this defense. The multi-peaks coming through from G2, leaving Divide to try and do some damage. Can he escape?
Ya elah.
Trade once again from G2.
Oh, he can't.
Nice.
What the fuck?
Nice banget nih, Fred.
What the fuck?
Gila.
What the fuck?
Gila, nyala lu barusan. Cuma klik.
Defend no, bro.
Bro.
Ya, kimak
Gas.
defend
That was
kali.
Zim styling on that B-side defense and wow.
Iya, ana arena ya.
Main yang split, Gomen, GG starter pack.
Oh, betul deh.
Spec 3. Nyerak
Trik, trik.
So much risk
Ya, Ji.
Iyalah.
Anggone om. Nyerak
the
spec.
G2 have done so well to isolate Jing is definitely
Oh.
Men.
The
they've now basically
fuck.
run out of ults. On the other side, the economy
Cyper ning awis enak banget
down
ini.
to pistols and Jing just doesn't run away.
Iya, cepet banget masuknya.
He wants to pop out the Nico Brax, just chilling, slowing down the blast.
Betul.
Ngeri.
Edan wong iki.
Sangat tuh anjing.
Sangat pamungkas seri.
Ora.
Mas dia merendah sekarang.
Kasihan.
Cepet banget.
Menjak kemarin mau carry.
Cek mambu, Cuk. Cek bau. Cek mencari ayam lagi nih aku ora. Tak nyari ayam sih.
Itu.
Anjing.
Nontonnya dudukan itu aku bingung.
Super saya kan berasa main Apex.
130.
Yo, gajak sedetik aja. Aku telat ding. Entuk lu.
Ngeri.
Pede banget tuh Forsaken anjing.
Ya kuwi greedy-ne kadang kanggo deh wong iki.
Ngomong pede, Cuk.
Ini dia PRX yang kita kenal ngentot.
Heeh.
Aku kadung ngechat dari pamungkas.
Su aku nonton tweet saya ngehe.
Aku no timing anjing.
Timing. Wah, langsung dibales lu.
Ngeri yo, bisa yo. PRX yo.
Slide pick-nya ngeri, Cok.
Region Cina iki ra ono Valo apa piye?
Ono sing gak winning HP lho ya.
Ora maksudnya kok ra entuk slot ngono lho.
Wah, timing.
Nek jana ke mebune apa ya? Ora KRJP kok.
KRJP makane.
Situ ra entuk timing anjing ket mau.
Dan iki map defense.
Balance tuh.
Kangelan lebih.
10 lu.
Kuat 93 loh. Ngomong 3 isu.
Bisa yo. PRX.
Things go a little differently, maybe. Also, maybe he ends up killing the guy in heaven. You never know. So, that's the thing. He was popping off, and still is 19-4 right now. Forsaken having one hell of a game. This is exactly where you need it. You know, it can be tough to use the operator on this but in this series right here, it's having a whole lot of
Bodo amat.
Sanwe sesuai melu TOEFL Arab.
TOEFL Arab.
The thing is, there was a few rounds
Win to Valorant.
Berkah suka di bahasa Arab.
Kenapa nggak ada dubbingan bahasa Indonesia ya?
Nice jing. Nice banget.
Arab ke buat Turki dan
Nice. Hampir, Cuk.
Arab tuh, Cuk.
Oh, kita ngerti.
Kegedean bajir. Mana yang
Arabia tuh.
Aduh, 3 lawan 2. Nice, Forsaken. Gila, Cuk. Kasih paham, Son.
Langsung gak terjadi ya tadi ya dia.
Ngeri. Kalian mending ngeliatnya dari tweet saya deh. Jangan dari biar nggak delay, Cuk. Jangan di YouTube. Di tweet saya, Cuk.
Namanya apa?
Ya Valorant aja lu lihat.
Valorant. Tulis saya VCT, Cuk.
VCT udah.
Cek main kok.
Wah, ngeri, Cuk. Nah, itu nggak ada delay dah. Lu lihat dari VCT dari tweets kan, Pe? Oh, makanya foto.
Oh iya.
Yang bahasa Inggris anjing.
Ya, yang bahasa Inggris.
Bahasa Inggris ini. Wah, iki langsung balik iki mental lagi.
Yo, kena yo, chambernya kena chamber. Mampus. Makan tuh, nice, Son.
Lu bilang mampus tapi kan belum kelar anjing.
Ya enggak. Yang penting dapat. Enggak ada Kevlar deh. Nice, Jason.
Gila, Cuk. Forsaken bisa gitu anjing.
Makanya.
Oh, emang
mati. Aduh.
Sabernya kok nggak kena? Oh, masih
Low. Nggak ada healer dia, nggak ada healer. Menang. Nice press terus.
Aku nang Twitch kok.
Alah,
Twitch aku.
Iya aku beda Twitch kok, cek anu.
Hobinya mah absen cici oke sih.
Makanya. Yuk bisa yuk. Comeback Israel boy.
Comeback anjing.
Komen yang Twitch dari Pamungkas si comeback.
Oke.
KP aku Pak, apa?
Per second is a living cheat anjing.
Even when they stun him, even when they aftershock him, they flash him, they do everything they can. This guy's still able to get massive impact in every round.
Ayo mentalnya langsung cok. Dari 93. Iyalah 93 cok.
93 coy.
Keadaannya udah
Ini
kayak
bener kers anjing.
iya. Kayak ini kayak Gambit lawan apa ya? Yang itu ya. Gambit dikasih 3. Habis itu di comeback cok.
Zeta.
Bukan. Karena Jeta gila lu. Orang bukan VCT yang kemarin pokoknya.
VCT ini Reykjavík juga ini.
Bukan.
Yang juara
2 kali.
Yang Gambit.
Tapi kok Oven dikosongin ya, Rok?
Ya iyalah emang kayak gitu. Dia kan main trap.
Oh, udah siap.
Biar nice Benkai.
What the fuck Benkai anjing.
Pede banget cok beli OP cok. Tapi keren sih. Gila.
Nice. Nah,
What the fuck.
Nice.
The flank even spotted here. Avova thought he could be sneaky, but the camera was on him. Even still, he's able to get that one done. And
Nice. Jason.
Ende.
Masuk di clutch for second.
Nice. Menang cuk.
Anjing.
Kenapa ngompat anjing?
Refleks itu.
Orang refleks Rai mau pencet kata seperti ini.
Dan sangat.
Karak scrolling
Comeback-nya ngoyat banget anjing.
Gila.
Keren anjing.
Nah, ini beri Benkai irung-irung nih.
Comeback dan.
Comeback.
Oke, ono Pamungkas sih lewat anjing.
Pamungkas. Aku komen
kowe. Gua awake lemu.
Bajingane awak lemu aku e.
Gue malah kena mental ini.
Ya gantian lah tadi di AWP-in terus pas si Jitu di CT.
Salah cari gara-gara.
Ayo.
Salah pilih lawan bos. Sorry Aini.
Endol pick tapi wah ngeri.
Ya salah cari gara-gara. Dasar wes gede serius musuhnya.
Demon kayak gini toh. Demon sak menit lagi.
Demon segini doang.
Pakai sakit baru do ngepush red carpet ra.
Restock paling bangsat tuh.
Yang orang Indo tuh main freak.
Ya main freak sama Jason
kan kan?
Iya.
Rai ini main freak ya toh deh.
Indo banget.
Pamungkas.
S1 di Sulawesi, S1 Korea.
Main.
Wah casternya itu ngebawa brand tuh yang jaket hoodie.
Brand apa?
Lah itu lihat aja. Lah iya. Outrun di slot tip cok di Labuan.
Itu Indonesia.
Iya Indonesia itu sih.
Ayo main.
Kali di luar negeri pakainya lakban anjing enggak ada cok.
Iya makanya. Gak boleh cok.
Main apa ini?
Main coklat.
Jangan marah terus.
Anda oje.
tahu apa.
Aku masih polos.
Polos pantat bayi.
Waduh.
Die by your side.
I'm lab.
Ngawur woi.
Alt gatel ini.
Iya bang. Udah imsak bang.
Yo. Aku ready ki. Eten.
Radio po main.
Ready untuk meng-shock dartmu.
SK antu. Pilar.
Pilar lah buat Demon Slayer anjing.
Halo Demon Slayer.
Hesira.
Kita recon What's di situ guys?
PRX to Kiki VCT.
Headmatch ya.
Welcome back to Masters Reykjavík. I know it's about 5 a.m. right now over there in Singapore, but don't worry guys, I think PRX are looking to speed run this after what we just saw on their defense, because guys, what happened? I felt like I blinked and I just missed everything.
Jing happened, Forsaken happened, literally what we talked about at the beginning of the map happened. Yeah. Double duelist and they just do the craziest things.
Defense!
All 5 players were just running at you at a certain point, literally in A main or on top of a ramp. Just so many times you're just like, wait a second, like, are they still fighting here? Is this real? Like, why are they still pushing?
They managed to dominate them and also not hit a single showstopper in the midst of it. Like you can have so much success inside all of this messy failure, and it's so exciting. It's like one of those things that you can't look away from. And I think for G2, that's got to be so excruciatingly hard to look at, because they're going to be sitting there going, you didn't even let us into sight. You didn't even let us poke and prod around on the map. You just ran at us, and all of a sudden the defenders became attackers half the time. I couldn't even keep my finger on the minimap half the time.
Yeah, I think that's poignant too, because this is literally what we saw from PRX against the guard. Yep. So G2 is like looking at that, and again, they had the right game plan, which obviously is not the right game plan, but let's default against them on this defensive side. Let's just wait for them to push. And they did. And these types of things happen. I mean, this guy was so good. This sheriff shot ridiculous. He's stunned at the same time, but still follows up with more kills. He pushes out of smoke again as his team pushes.
I can't. Look, to be fair, I love Forsaken, especially on the off. I mean, he had 12 op kills, of which 90% of them came from the defensive half alone. And we saw Mixwell rocking the op more than we saw Forsaken able to get his hands on it, just due to the economic situation. He got a maximum of 8 op kills throughout that entire series, or rather that entire map. So Forsaken, even though he's playing it like a shotgun half of the time, he's able to pull 12 op kills in almost one singular half of a map. I just don't know. There was a time where I saw G2 try to avoid him, and it's like, you know, avoid Cena with the map, but it just didn't work. He just rotated. He just knew where they would be coming from.
Avoid one, you got the rest team on the side as well.
Yeah, and it's funny that we're looking at Avova here too, because I think he did play great. I mean, he was one of the people who was taking the fights and actually outplaying it, enforcing with the way that he was TPing around. But at the same time, you look on the other side, and when I think of Mindfreak and how he played that game, he was consistently aware of any flank possibilities from Avova, from anybody on that G2 side, but also he was setting up his team in so many good ways in that defensive half. The amount of paranoia setups that they have, like that pistol round, for example, they didn't get used to use that trap play inside of rope, but there were a lot of other trap plays, and he's there in time with smokes and support with his own body as well. That's the type of player you want with these two guys.
It would work if they could get onto side. That's my thing, is that Avova especially, he was just limited by, this is what I show you in the early round, for example. I can traverse, I can play a little bit trickery, and, you know, look here, oh no, I'm over there, and that's great, but they've already snuffed out half of his team at that time, and he's trying to, you know, have an uphill battle from there. I want to see what Avova's like on split when there's not that kind of suffocation in the early round. They get to move around a little bit more. But for now, I mean, that's a little bit of adaptation they can bring into the next map.
I also felt like Mindfreak was one of the only people that didn't just push. He was always at least there anchoring. And speaking of one of those players that did pop off and winning like crazy, of course, it's Jay. And here he is in the aim lab shoot around. I'm very curious about this aim lab shoot around. You can't move in aim lab. How is this useful to him?
Yeah, he's not run spraying, he's not satcheling in at the same time. Man, I'm still just in shock at the amount of times this guy is double satcheling at somebody or at multiple people with no utility thrown, just because he thinks the timing is right. And that's something I think people are going to underappreciate about this team, because it's hard to tell why he's doing certain things. He's double satcheling in situations where there was just something that happened on the other side. For example, G2, G2 throwing a smoke, throwing something that's going to say their execute's coming. So many times he's got the right read on the situation.
And he's going to be doing more double satchels as we move on to the next map. I know, Jess, you're very excited about this one. You want to see the Yoru again?
Yes, because the reason I want to see it again is because when it is used in the correct strategy and the correct set play in a way that the team works around the Yoru rather than it being more of a selfish, independent kind of play, I think it can work. And I think that's something that wasn't necessarily put on display in that sort of initial debut of Yoru here on that international stage, but I do think it's a possibility it could work.
Sahur bangun, sahur bodoh.
A lot of time. Once they know that PRX was down here in the lower bracket, they know the way that the veto is going to go, at least their map pick. This should be really easy for them to watch. The only 2 games that they played on Bind, and they lost one and won one. Meanwhile, G2 is 5-0 in this year on Bind. Their Bind looks really good. Really good. Honestly, some of the best in the world. They've taken down the best team on Bind in the world, actually stopped their undefeated streak in Ascend back in India. So that's the type of thing you can expect, and that's a hard sell for me to see PRX take over G2 on this map.
We will just have to look on the left-hand side when we do get to the agent select about whether or not there will be a change from PRX. You know, we've criticized some teams, said you should change, you shouldn't. I want to see them with something different, same but different. That's what I want.
Wah, 4 second pakai Yoru nggak tuh?
Alah ya wes.
Aku Yoru.
Jing and Meadow, we expected this. Yeah, here we go again. Yoru is back in. The only person that's played Yoru this whole tournament.
Wah, gila flashnya ada 3. Wah, gila sih 3 flash.
So I wanted to see a change here though from Avova actually, because I'm not a big fan of the Omen on this map.
What limits you from enjoying
There's a lot less specific trap plays that you can use with the Paranoia because of the way that the sites are actually spread out and the chokes are
Yo, bisa ya PRX ya?
2 real opportunities for that, and that's around lamps and also around elbow into long.
Well, this is going to be G2's playground. They have a chance to bounce back here. Mitch and Tom, let's have a look and see if they can.
Certainly a tough task, Tom, but you know what? If anyone can do it, I'm going to look at PRX to take down G2 on Bind. They played damn well, but I'm still not sold on the Euro. I gotta see something new from it.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm not convinced. They've been caught out quite regularly. Like it's either a one and done, or they just don't capitalize enough on the space that he's actually taking, and that's the main issue. There's a lot of cool like little plays that they've come up with off the back of this agent, but it's mainly just if he's going straight through with a gate crash into the site, gets one kill and then dies, and then everyone else is still just chilling back towards the spawn. There's no real value in that, and you've lost your star player. So definitely more to be desired. I also think Jing hasn't had anywhere near as much.
Yo, PRX yo bisa yo PRX.
Forsaken's play might not even matter.
Oh, that was dangerous. Mixwell barely getting out of there. Just 20 HP on the way back. And
Forsaken boy.
Never mind
the
Euro
boss.
or any of the comp. They're just taking them down. The site now theirs. PRX be able to play for the post plant. I've already heard the TP come through. There's two coming from
5 lawan 3 yo.
spawn. I mean, someone needs to pop off on G2 for them to have a chance.
Spike planted.
Coordinated elbow push on the back of a flash.
Yeah, they are ready to try and battle that player in spawn. I don't think there's going to be much that Abova can do here. He's probably blinded up half of the team.
Nice.
Completely out of position. And now the remaining two looking to come in from behind have to try and reclaim so much ground. Nukia not able to get anything done. The flash is so perfect as well, and they are just being isolated.
Nice one.
PRX.
Let's go PRX.
Yeah, I gotta give that round to Devi, honestly, when it comes to that post plant. The fact that he's stacked up, ready for the flash into spawn, which pushes Avova back. He paranoias, they aftershock, they start to fight him. It's just, even though he's blinded them, they're spraying down on that corner, knowing that he has to step out of it eventually. And then, obviously, to close that out as well, the flash to re-entry. You can see the value of this guy, even though he doesn't necessarily come up huge. That's the thing, like, because they had the aftershock down, they knew, even if he blinds us, there's 4 of us here, we just spray that corner, he cannot get out.
If it works,
Can DP.
it probably won't work for anyone else, but hey, already, they've used that as a fake. There are still 3 players on the A side when
Nice Jing.
remotely in that direction, just from
Nice Jing.
a little bit of utility being used early by Forsaken.
Nice win guy.
Set up. This is just a well-designed round.
And one of the benefits of having this so... if you manage to get a clean round like this, also, I think some Marshall there to retreat for Forsaken. He's got a free little upgrade for himself. Okay, here we go. This is a little dangerous. They hadn't actually seen that Mixwell was up close, but they deal with it anyways. Now, right now, any reaction that G2 tried to make to PRX's play was shut down immediately. And that is great for your second round, making a statement, making your opponents really feel stuck. Also, that one kill that they got, it's only the Marshall in the end, because you're just going to have Forsaken save over the Spectre. I'll highlight the main problem with PRX, at least in the last games on Bind. These guys could successfully take a ton of space, but it seemed like they were never happy with it. They always ended up pushing the spawn, over-aggressing, over-fighting for angles, losing those duels, and giving their opponents a way back in. We can't see that happen here, because G2 have already shown they definitely have the firepower to make that happen if PRX get the same kind of space away.
It's a challenge early in the round for that B long control, that same pace. But they've shown a lot of presence on that side of the map, and now they just run straight back to try and put pressure in onto Mixwell. Steps have been heard, poison cloud initiated, but
nice Forsaken gila diloncatin, cuk.
It's Forsaken to find the kill anyway, and he will go down in response. Still Meadow survives, but he's relatively low on health. These Spectres might be able to finish him off, but he'll get another.
That's one player aggressing in, you can have that, but now we got to see the rest. Find the advantages in these close fights. Bankai taking down Hoodie is something, and Mindfreak manages to step it up. Now Bankai's repositioning to play with his teammate. They've got post-plant Molly to work with as well. If Bankai can take down even one player, but Nuki managed to get that angle. He catches him off, sneaking out of the lab. It's going to be halfway. That's not going to push him off.
It's not going to do anything.
Ya, telat dong bakarannya.
G2 find the round. Still, all things considered,
Kaget gua anjing.
Katanya G2 defense-nya itu.
It's a pretty good third round.
No IP bajingan.
They kill off Meadow a little bit quicker, like he doesn't manage to get 3 kills.
Match MVP. Ya, aku siap.
I do think it's important though that Meadow gets off to a strong start. As said,
kills
this
remaining.
tournament, for the level we know he can hit and has consistently done for quite a while, he's been desperately quiet, especially towards the end of the normal VCT season when we saw that. He was a big seeing him get off to a strong start, also managing to get
Jadi
his
weh,
Viper's
ini tanah
pit.
lo.
Now something we
Tak
haven't
ada gol.
mentioned and we've already
Wah,
seen it
sulit.
previously is they are going to challenge these Viper's pits and also
Kayak ini di,
Forsaken
tak
can basically
parani.
get through it without too much hassle at all.
But see, here's the thing, right? We saw it from PRX before, where he tried to get
Tiangnya.
behind, but wasn't able
Allah,
to actually
aku matiin
root out that
Indian.
Viper, and it's really tough with this. He has to be leading him with some utility. You've got to get the information.
Well,
but more than likely, he's taking one or two of you down.
I think the worry for me in this round at least was the fact that Meta was alone. Like they've now rotated in Mixwell, which makes a lot of sense because you need someone to cover the back of the Viper's pit. And that's exactly what DRX were doing. They were very prepared for anybody to try and play that Viper's pit. Instead though, he's going to go straight through it and manage to take quite a bit of space. It's more the information he gathers though. Will he actually spot out the remaining couple?
Flash doesn't quite manage to connect.
Ya, Forsaken. Nice, dapat 3 Jing.
Jing is huge. A double kill from it, 3 in the round, and
Gila Jing, cu.
with a showstopper in Jing's hands.
Oh, timing.
It's unclear whether he actually saw him. I don't think so. 4th kill for Jing. With a post plant,
SEO Jing.
to work with. This seems to be an impossible round for Nukia. It's even planted for heaven. Nukia's now
Gua
being
lagi
spotted.
perang, setan.
What Jing needs to do is wait and let him take that space.
Allahumma
Let him
sholli
tap that spike.
alaihi.
And then the showstopper can close the round.
Paloro.
The bullets don't do
Paine,
it.
anjing lah skill aku san.
Like the idea from
Last
Nukia
kill
using
le.
space, but time
Weh.
is such an issue.
Marah kalah.
Nice, Benkai.
Catching
Marai
it
dia
first,
nge-kill
3
aja.
to 1 for PRX. A very strong round. And it didn't really go according to plan. You know that ult from Forsaken
Aku
doesn't
mau
find the value
Unrated
that
do
they're
is tuh.
hoping it would. He goes
Unrated
down
nah
line free
berarti.
as well, but that nade
Unrated tak apa-apa.
combined with the stun.
I think they were screwed no matter what. There was an aftershock through the wall.
Replication.
They had so much utility ready to basically crush
dengan
those players
Reddit.
trying to hold on to lamps, and we know that
Unrat lah.
getting into afterplant
Ora,
position,
kui
you need to have
replication.
that control on the attacking side, so it was just a big part of the gameplay coming
Fourth
through
place,
from Paper.
Ipeh anjing Ipeh bertrak dong.
Jing as well. I said he'd had some quieter performances on this map. I think he's
Privat
currently
produk merem.
has his showstopper online. Now his showstopper's
Kenapa
been a little bit
nyantol?
cursed, but that can only last.
Nice, son.
Forsaken's already got the opener.
Winning up
Tapi-
bathroom
Iya,
control,
turun.
sending out his decoy to seize a bit of space to
Bajingan.
distract these players, maybe feed them the information as well, but they've seen exactly where Forsaken is.
I don't
Finding that
know.
kill. This is gonna, actually, they've spotted the players outside hookah as well, so you're still going to have Avova sitting around this area, but with a bookie,
Nice, Jing.
he didn't manage to get as close as I thought he could.
Santai nggak usah jang-jing.
Emang namanya Jing, tolong.
Attempt the TP. Okay, good. Fakes the TP. That's actually going to cause a bit of a problem. They've got to now be worried about him
Tolong.
selling the fake information. This is, I mean, we're already starting to see the value from
Sampai
Yoru
bawah.
that we didn't last time.
Dol kerupuk wae yo. Ketoke cuma.
Iki meneh dol kerupuk meneh.
Bear in mind.
Itu aku
Nice.
tertarik anjing.
Okay, got a little bit
Kerupuk naik tuh.
dicey. But I think you have to bear in mind that DRX, again, are one of the scrim partners of PaperX. So you know that they've basically been practicing against this team up until like a month ago.
Nice, Maxwell.
Waduh, waduh.
Going for this. Mixwell's giving
Nice
this a go.
JC.
Now,
Keren.
Device should basically,
Keren,
if he
keren.
drops out,
Keren,
now the
Des.
player behind should make it impossible. He's tapped the spike
Wah,
to
wih.
bait him in.
Nice one, Jason.
DRX are very, very used to
JC,
playing against
JC,
York.
Yes,
That's something
sir.
that's been done for a while, and I imagine it's something they did
Gila,
for
blasternya
quite a
3 ya.
long time.
Jing.
Iya.
They're a team that
Tadi
knows
gua udah ngomong deh kayaknya.
beat it. G2
Masa?
will not have played
Iya.
against this composition before
Bohong.
because no one in the NBA
Bohong,
runs it. And even
bohong.
if you have the theoretical idea of how to deny this player space, you don't focus
Anjay.
too much on denying Forsaken, you give space to someone like Jing, which is a bad idea.
Really interesting. I just noticed that you had the TP down as
Sentuh
well as the
City,
decoy.
Modern
And when the
House,
decoy got into the corner and
View
wasn't
Golf
moving anymore, he
Course,
fakes the TP.
3-4
I mean, that
miliar.
just seems to serve
Boleh?
to drag players' attention that way. Maybe they panic shoot it, pop the flash, give the info. Here's a flash of their own. It's a fake, and Nukia
Luas
able to
tanah,
capitalize on it, but now the rest of the team
2100
coming through.
bangunan,
Nukia keeps on delivering, but his teammates are falling. Showstopper
Kamu
coming
jadi
out. He doesn't know about the
Nice.
Timing tuh.
Nice banget, Jason.
Mereka kan main nipu anjing.
Makanya.
They put it all into this round.
Pinter
They
anjing.
fought for
Belakang
mid
lurus
control,
lah.
but they
Gak
did not
jadi.
receive it.
Cuman kan emang
Won't be able
si
to yield up, at least
apa?
he'll remain low.
Nuki ini rak dulu. Menurutku ya.
Sold a bit of the bait because of the quick rotation. However, the straight move into the site that dimensional drift is going to give so much away, but they don't know. They don't know the Mixwell's here. As said, the Seekers gave away that false information that he was on the other side of the map. Making that quick rotation is going to be a nasty surprise. He's being surrounded by so many different people. Forsaken is currently jump spawning next to him and will go down because of it. That gives an opportunity here. Meadow though still locked out. Mindfreak just using utility to
Dapat
hold it
harusnya
back.
Mindfreak.
Sneaking through this smoke is going to have its risks about it. He has his poison orb on the other side, and Mindfreak is going to opt to
Nice.
wins that duel, leaving Mixwell alone, and the clock beginning to tick once again.
Sabar Mindfreak. Di flash. Nice. Gila.
Ya karena dia phantom ya. Kenapa jadi pistol, Cok? Panik ya.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have to say, like, although you might look at the scoreboard,
Okay, go, Papa.
Devi's now on 4 after getting 3. His
Aku
flashes so
rumah
far have been fantastic. Like,
Eh,
he
aku takut,
basically
aku
just uses them to gain space
Nek
for
kowe
the
tak
rest of his
nguri.
players, or
Ya,
in
sih.
those sort of positions, he's going to take the contact away.
Jadi takut.
Spray transfer.
Patiently waiting for the perfect moment, even if he doesn't get the kill. His teammates already swung out. I think that's something the PRX do incredibly well, is the way that they actually play off of each other as a squad. And I think we're always going to highlight those two duelists, especially now that they're popping off. But the pieces behind it is the only reason that works.
Iyalah.
You know, it's funny because I noticed in that pistol round, we said Devi said he assisted 2 kills, and he very much did. The player in the spawn, though, died long enough after being flashed, even though he'd been zoned into the corner by the flash. Statistically, Devi didn't get the assist, and it really makes you wonder about the zoning utility that comes in. We don't have a, well, I think we do have an ability to show zoning utility, but it's a very hard thing to quantify. You know, how long?
It won't show up in your cast, for
Exactly.
example.
If I kill a guy, you know, 20 seconds after he's been blinded, but what if he hits the corner for 20 seconds? He's too scared to move because the guy flashed him in. You know, there's a lot to it. And I think for PRX, especially with a Yoru, typically, that guy's not going to have great stats, but and the success rate of those Yoru plays is worrying at this point, because it's something that we've seen teams deal with very easily. But when you're not familiar with it, like you said, you're not scrim partners with these guys, you're not used to how they like to play. It's a very hard thing to counter on the fly, because you're plugging holes that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you do manage to shut it down, as said, there's other players who will step up to the plate for this squad. Like, you need to have your full focus on Jing the majority of the time as
Aku harus sih ke B.
Now they've used the target to clear
sorry,
over
kok.
control.
Nice.
Ini tak delok itu.
Might get out of there. A little bit more aggression, leaving a Bova in this corner. They might even
Nice banget Mindfreak. Timingnya.
Mindfreak's already caught him, and now it's troublesome. But Mixwell actually gets the collat headshot through Jing. So he's done a hell of a lot of damage.
Balik dulu minta heal.
Avoided the ult, and then Mindfreak goes down. This is starting to look good for G2. Finally a round that they've got the late round advantage in
Full,
time.
aku delok kamera lu
Early on
ini.
their side, but it's ticking slowly. Devi on the other side of the smoke. It fades, and Meadows quicker to the trigger. Nukia doing exactly the same. That's going to be a second round for G2 at long last. Finally, they've got a solution, but I can't help but feel like they caught a couple of those PRX players unaware. That shot from Mixwell as well. The fact that he dodges the showstopper, but still connects the shot onto the Rays, and then takes down
Ya Allah,
the Benkai, who was in hookah behind. I won't have
Aku kudu mateni
I think also it was
instruksi.
just a switch in setup. Like, because they've been pressuring this B side so much, they just give Mixwell the space to actually try and deny it with his operator play. So I think that there was a lot put into that
Kayak
round for
konconnya
G2
di bait anjir.
well, if PRX now just go blitzing in the other direction, it could be very difficult for them. I do like the fact, though, that they've actually put themselves in a spot where not only Mixwell will be able to fast rotate, as you can see, he can get from either side of the map in a matter of seconds, as we talk about quite regularly when it comes to split. And Nukia's already dead.
That's a quick kill. Bathroom control not given up, though. You still see Meadow sitting around here wanting to fight.
Mari kita bermain shotgun.
Mari kita bermain otak. Bu yo shotgun sih buan. Kok ndak di tak kerang anjing.
Pressure in towards the B side, but those seekers are just about to give the information away. In fact, look, Hoodie is going to follow it all the way. Forsaken wisely hides behind, but as they give up control and fighting long, Jing takes the site. Now they're going to look for the plant, and even worse, they're going to look to get this judge into a position where it can have massive value up close. walking right up to the smoke. The flash through, though, is good. No kill connected. Hoodie stuck out in no man's land, and they've heard Med. Oh, the jumping shot. It's ambitious from Benkai, and it will not work out. 2v2. What a shot! How did Jing respond so quickly with Hoodie going down?
Gila, Jing.
Hands. That was unreal. I saw the headshot and thought Jing was dead for sure.
Quick enough on the reactions. And the thing is, most of the time when you have a raise, like, basically blast packet into a site like that, they normally take some hits, they take some damage, or at least a spot. He manages to just gain so much space for this squad, and because of the control that's been taken elsewhere, they're almost completely surrounded, and they still manage to win the majority of those duels. 6-2 now on the attacking side. Money is completely in the bin for the side of G2, and sure they have a couple of ults online, but they're ones that I'd be very surprised if they to utilize here.
Well, you know PRX are fired up when they're howling after a round like that. It's exactly what you want to see. Up against pistols here. Still though, a round like this doesn't come without its dangers, and we've seen all too often nowadays, Tom, that shorty, it can ruin your day. I mean, we've seen double kills.
She turned around.
Teman-temanku,
Not used to playing against the fake guy, I guess. They will actually take down the real deal this time. So much damage from Mixwell. The classic jumping once again, and now Hoodie in position with his pistol. It's Mind Freak alone. He's being hunted. And G2, well, you mentioned the pistols. It wasn't quite the right one, but even still, they've got themselves a cheeky third.
Absolutely. Yeah, that third round coming through. I mean, you're not surprised anymore. Yeah, coming in this event, I didn't give Thrifties anywhere near the level of respect I guess I should have, but with an addition of an agent like this, because Mixwell actually managed to hit him with a body shot there, lighting him to like 10 HP with red, and that right click from the classics all too
Untung
late
dapat
in those
outnya, anjing.
situations. This leaves PRX in a pretty tough spot where they themselves can't really afford to buy.
Ya Allah, ngarepku
So, based on
persis
the
dong
stats,
wongnya.
this is going to be a 7th round.
I'm just scared of that Bucky. I assume it's going to be a blast pack play straight into
Alah, ya Allah.
lamps. Like that's the main position you wanna try and take that gun. Anywhere